if everything works there, especially the audio. Es ist ruhig zurzeit, apparently. Let's reload that shit and have a look if there is anything happening. Hello? Hello, darling. Hello, darling. Hello, darling, my old friend. Apparently it is working. Hello, darling, my old friend. Apparently it is working. Which is amazing, so I can turn off my volume. And let's actually have a look. I don't really know what to go through. There probably is something. There's probably something that I want to do, but I just don't know. So hello and welcome back to another episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. Today yet another episode, probably going through something by Derek Sivers. An amazing site and also amazing person, as Tim Ferriss often points out, which is then really interesting. When this guy says that another guy is really interesting, then I think this just means something that he is. Derek Sivers is an American writer and programmer, former entrepreneur and musician. He is best known for starting CD Baby, which was kind of Spotify back in the days. Some sort of, not really, but some sort of. But yeah, let's have a look what he is. No, we could actually straight go to the book notes, then sort by newest, and then check out what he's talking about recently. Amazing. Nice. I think the quality should be... Can I change that? Why? My base thing. My base thing is full HD and my output is HD. I don't get it, but I think it is okay. Or something. I don't know at this point. Anyway, the audio is working. The picture is also working, or the background, whatever it is. The Secret of Story, Philosophy, a complete introduction by Sharon Cave. Nietzsche, a complete introduction by Roy Jackson. Clear summary and explanation of Nietzsche's writing. I've listened to a whole audiobook course on Nietzsche and read another summary of his philosophy, but this book explains it best. I would actually like to check that out. My notes. This, by the way, is rated 7 out of 10, which is fairly okay. The other philosophy thing that I've seen here on the front page was a 9 out of 10, if I remember it correctly. So it is fine, I guess. Or it should be fine, I think. Let's see. Does it work better like this? Might be the case. Because I'm still hearing myself in my headphones. Does it matter if I'm doing this or that? I don't know. Let's just have a look. Nietzsche was attacking a belief in objective faith, but also a belief in objective values or truths. Their reluctance to face the reality of their situation is self-deception. We must choose our own values, which I think is a great point. We are also in control of our values. We choose our values, and whatever we value is then what we value and what matters then for us. Nietzsche writes so that his reader can dip into his books as if they were jumping into a glacial stream that is in and out quickly, with the expectation that the experience will be remembered for some time to come. Analytic philosophy aligns itself with science and focuses on clarification of terms rather than producing more whole systems of philosophy. Nietzsche assumes that his reader is already familiar with philosophy, which I think is fair. I really doubt, and I couldn't care less, basically. If he thought that, if he believed in that, I would assume that, yeah, why not? This then basically is the person or the group of people that he wants to talk to, people that already know about philosophy, people that already know about shit. Kant argues that there are two worlds, the world of phenomenon or appearance, and the world of noumena or reality. Like wearing irremovable spectacles that make you see the world unlike how it really is, Kant concluded that there is the world of appearance that we impose through irremovable spectacles, and there's the world as it really is, which we cannot perceive. Kant argues that if there is an apparent world, there must also be a real world. I think apparent world, or this world that just maybe seems to be a certain world, a certain place, probably occurs or is there because of our assumptions, because of our thoughts, because of whatever is in our head. I think it just makes sense. It's very clear to me that we all have, first of all, blind spots, and we all have certain filters active all the time, and we're filtering out certain things. Whether this is good or bad, I think really depends. I guess filtering sometimes can be good, but obviously can also be really bad. If I'm filtering out that I'm just a dumbass and a douchebag, that's not that great, Or many more things. In the end as well, I'd assume that we have to filter because there's so much information, and we also by nature filter things. We can't see infrared light. We can't see this, that, and the other thing. We can't hear certain tones, certain wavelengths. That's just what it is. But I think cognitively speaking, it is still a bit of a different thing, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, something like that. I guess. I don't know. Schopenhauer believed that it is possible to know the nominal. The world as it is perceived is the creation of the mind that perceives it. In other words, the world is my idea. Schopenhauer equates the real world with the T who has the idea. Ideas are appearance, are body and other objects. Or ideas equal to appearance, and appearance equals to body and other objects. The T that has the idea equals reality, which equals will. The world is a duality. Schopenhauer saw consciousness as the mere surfaces of our minds. Under the conscious intellect is the unconscious will, which is a striving, persistent force. It may seem that the intellect drives the will, but it is in fact the other way around. When you desire something, it is not because you have found a good reason to desire it, but rather that you desire something first and then establish reasons to cloak those desires. Denying the will, which is the only reality, and being left with ideas which are not real, is extinction in the self. This philosophy now enters the realms of ascetic sainthood, and Schopenhauer reveals the influence of Buddhism. Nietzsche's greatest, most mature works, Dawn from 1881, attacks the idea that the morality has any objective bias. The Gay Science in 1882 first declares the death of good. Thus spoke Zarathustra, that I, by the way, went through for a bit, not fully on a podcast, as some sort of an audiobook. Talks of the Superman, or Uberman. Beyond God and Evil from 1886 brings together all of his philosophy in the most systematic way. His aphorisms were brought together and published as Human, All to Human from 1878 and Dawn from 1881. I really do love aphorisms. It is a great thing to go through on a podcast, I think, because it just sparks interest and it sparks ideas and topics to talk about and to add to when there's something to add. Ree's view of existence as having no ultimate meaning led him to pessimism or into pessimism, whereas it tended to liberate Nietzsche. Nietzsche saw the villa as a monastery for 3 spirits. In Sorrento, I shook off 9 years of moss. The three free spirits worked on their books. So 3, and they are free, those spirits. Nietzsche, in line with how he perceived the ancient Greeks and the original purpose of philosophy, believed that his writings were not intended to be mere expositions of a philosophical point of view, but transforming, consciousness-raising exercises. He believed that those who read his books could be seduced into a new way of life, which might actually be the case. And I do sometimes still have hopes when I'm reading something, but it is a book or something else, that it changes me in such a way that I'm seeing things differently than before. And I think this can work. If it works lastingly, if this is even a word, for an extended period of time, I don't really know. And one shouldn't necessarily care about that too much either, because you can just read the book again. If it kind of wears off after a week and 2 weeks, read the book again, or those passages that you really enjoy, which I've come to realize is quite often the case. People read books multiple times, sometimes once a year. For some people, some books are so essential and important that this makes sense. But with that being said, I'm probably going to end the episode here. I'm hopefully going to see you the next time as well. So, bye-bye.